Okay, so we're here in New Quay now. We're in Garry O'Briain's recording studio. It's our first morning here, so we're just setting up some mics. We're going to do some sound checks to start off. And then hopefully within the next couple of hours, we'll be putting down some of the tracks for the brand new album. So really looking forward to see I'm expecting a really impressive sound from the whistles in this lovely studio setting. And yeah, we're just getting settled in and ready to get going. Yeah, well, we've come down to Garry O'Briain's studio to record the album, and it's such a lovely place. I've worked and recorded much music with Garry in the studio. Beautiful spot. We're down just outside the town of Kinvara, which is in Galway, and you just go a couple of miles out the road to New Quay, whereas the studio is, but then you're actually in the county of Clare, and it's on the road down towards Ballyvaughan and some of the most beautiful countryside. It's just a gorgeous place to be, playing music and recording music for a couple of days. Really, we're right on the edge of the Burren, and right where the Burren kind of sweeps down to the Atlantic Ocean. And it has that whole feel about it, that whole feel of the Wild Atlantic Way. Where we are at the moment, we're just overlooking the Burren. It's just magnificent scenery. And you know, you can't but be inspired and moved really with the part of the country we're in, the scenery we're in, and I suppose be privileged enough to be able to record this kind of music. It's definitely moving stuff to be doing that. You know, you can't but be moved to hear your music back in the studio and be in that environment, I suppose, in this beautiful part of the world. Yeah, so a lovely place to drop out for a couple of days and record this music. So we're really privileged, you know. The set of hornpipes we started with were Corny Drew, and Tomorrow Morning was the name of the horn. I'll just let you have a quick blast of the first hornpipe. So it's a set of hornpipes. I suppose they always attracted me. I've been playing them quite a while, but there's something lovely about the key change they present from the key of G to the key of D. There's something very solid about them. Again, I'm looking forward to the other musicians working on these hornpipes. There's just something lovely and sweet about them, you know. So that's Corny Drew, yeah, that was the first tune in the set. So yeah, they're just lovely, sweet hornpipes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the other musicians bring to the project now. And this is where the tunes will start to be arranged in a very different manner, a very musical manner, hopefully. You know, the way we're arranging it's a very musical album. Hopefully we'll be finished with a lovely musical album, which will be led, of course, with the whistles, you know. Nothing on that to sweeten it at all, no EQs, nothing. It's just...
No.
You like that little rasp when it goes into the higher. It's nice, and
it's very much a dare anyway. You wouldn't want to be trying to lose it.
Nah, it's nice. It's okay. I like it.
Oh, it's good, yeah. It's got the old whistle sound, isn't it?
Doesn't it? It's close to a generation with a modern whistle as you get.
From the word go, it was great. Like the first day is always the hardest day. Everyone's settling in, you're finding the right sound. Everyone's getting used to playing, but straight from the word go, Brian was there playing flawlessly. So it just makes everything so much easier.
Garry's studio I always find it a beautifully relaxing place to record. Again, Garry's an amazing engineer and we produce the top sounds there, but it is far more relaxing than many of the studios you would go into. There's a lovely homely vibe about the place, I suppose. As I say, I've recorded a lot of music with Garry over the years, so we're very comfortable in one another's company, and that's hugely important. When you're recording music, you need to be very comfortable in your environment and comfortable with the people you're working with, I suppose. Comfortable with the music you're recording and comfortable with the instruments you're using in the studio. And when you have that kind of together, and it's amazing how it can just come together in a relaxed manner, and just becomes a very enjoyable experience for me, really, yeah. And Garry, could you give me just a smidgen more whistle in the cans?
Well, if you talk nicely to me, I can.
Please, 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 Garry. You're the best, Garry. You're the man. You're the man, Garry.
Yeah, I'll do it this way.
You're the man.
How's that now?
Absolutely fantastic.
I was booked to produce his first album back in the 90s. So I wasn't doing any engineering. I was playing and producing. So that was back in 97, 96 or 7. It was great. The album turned out really well and we got on fine. So we've done several things since. At 4 or 5 albums.
I suppose Garry O'Briain is, he's one of the most highly regarded musicians for all of his life in traditional Irish music. He's played with everybody you could imagine, the very best musicians. He's worked with some of the greatest bands. He's just an incredible piano player, and he has this beautiful touch on piano that other musicians don't quite have. He understands the music, and in particular, I suppose like myself, he loves the slow airs, he loves the airs element, and has this beautiful finishing touch on the airs. His guitar playing is widely known as being second to none. He's a fantastic guitarist. And then on top of that, he's a wonderful mandocello player and has played again with some of the best musicians in the country. And this is not just today or yesterday. Garry has been working for all his life at the very highest level, and now he's recording albums at the highest level. He's a fantastic engineer, great understanding, and he's just a great guy to be with for the couple of days or weeks or whatever that you're in the studio and going through the process of recording. He's a gentleman on top of that, but yeah, he's a very, very special musician, I must say. He's an absolute one in a million, and I always feel it's such a pleasure to be in his company. And no matter how much I work with Garry, I always get that from him. And I always feel you're in the presence of something very special, a great musician, great musician. Yeah, so day 2 now of the recording, and yesterday went really well. So just hopeful that today will be as productive, I suppose, in the studio. And I'm looking forward to getting in and working with some of the whistles, which we didn't get to work with yesterday. Some really lovely sets lined up for today. So yeah, please God, we're just heading out to the studio now. Garry is ready and waiting, so hopefully it'll be another really productive day of music. Three, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah, we've been working all morning playing the C whistle, and I'm going to record the first of the slow airs to go down on the album now. So this, I suppose it really requires a very different headspace when you're trying to connect with some of the beautiful airs. And the air I'm going to put down is RDQ. And, I first heard this, well, I knew the piece, but I suppose what made a huge impression on me was Liam O'Flynn's version of this on the album, The Poet and the Piper, which he recorded with the great poet Seamus Heaney. And there's just something so gorgeous about this piece of music. I love its simplicity, and yet it's, I suppose, its depth, it's just its openness. And so yeah, look, I'm going to put it down on this C whistle, which is playing beautifully in the studio. So look, I'm just going to try and connect with this air as best I can. And yeah, hopefully we'll end up with a really nice rendition of this gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Artie Cún is the name of the piece. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Very pure note, it's lovely.
Yeah. I think a very special moment for us all was the recording of Artie Cún, that slow air that we're putting on the album, and myself and Garry recorded it live, and it was just so beautiful to sit with Garry and play. And
Play it once more. Warm up the whistle for you.
yeah.
You put it down your own, anyway, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah, if you want. Yeah. It's handy for you, isn't it, then? It's handy to track on.
Yeah. That's basically the chords anyway.
It is, yeah. It's lovely.
Yes. It always works, absolutely, yeah.
I suppose just to feel his piano playing, the way it changed my phrases, and I suppose it changed the direction that we were going to look at that piece, and certainly brought lovely new life to it. And I think that was a very special moment. We just knew in studio that was really working well. And yeah, it's nice to go through those kind of special moments in the studio when everything just sits right. And I think we got a really nice recording of that air. And yeah, piano and whistle is always lovely together. So So we're on the Flaggy Shore here now. The very famous Flaggy Shore, of course. Absolutely beautiful here. And you know, the Flaggy Shore just runs at the back of the studio, where we recorded some tracks today for the album. And one of the most beautiful airs for me is the gorgeous Ardie Cún. And I suppose it's such a coincidence that Liam O'Flynn made a beautiful version of Ardie Cún on the album he recorded with Seamus Heaney. And of course, Seamus Heaney's very famous poem was written about this very place here, the Flaggy Shore. And it inspired me greatly, you know, between the air, Ardie Cún, and Seamus's beautiful words. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place to be. Yeah, day 4 tomorrow. So, yeah, we've been listening back through some of the whistle tracks, and thankfully, it's good. It's all there. Everything we tried to achieve, and yeah, tomorrow a little bit more work on editing and stuff like that. And there's a piece I've been working on, and it's such an interesting piece for me, where I've changed, I suppose, the normal beat of a Strathspey into what is now would be considered a piece of music, or an air of music almost.
It's better, yeah, but don't do the lead in notes.
Just
Yeah, after the change.
It's nice, isn't
just a bam.
yeah, it sounds lovely, doesn't
That'll
it?
work.
Just do it once more if you
Yeah,
think.
so
It's I really love it, and I hope it's received quite well. So tomorrow there's a really good musician coming into the studio with us who plays small pipes, and I just really looking forward to hearing what he's going to add to that melody. Beautiful sound he's getting from the small drones on the small pipes. It's a sound I just very much looking forward to hearing in the studio, and of course it's going to enhance that beautiful Scottish feel that the Strathspey melody naturally has anyway. Yeah, we'll see how the morning goes. New day, new morning, and things can change so quickly in a studio, you know. Up till now, everything's gone so well, and I've no doubts, but it will tomorrow as well. So look, I'd really like to see this session going well in the morning for this piece of music, because it's something I've been working on for the last number of months now, and it's lovely to see it coming to fruition with the piper coming in tomorrow and stuff. So yeah, hopefully, I think we'll be. Well, I'd be pleasantly, I suppose I'd be quietly confident that this will be a successful take in the morning, yeah.
This is quite daunting.
Yes. And sometime make the time to drive out west into County Clare along the Flaggy Shore. In September or October, when the wind and the light are working off each other, so that the ocean on one side is wild with foam and glitter, and inland among stones, the surface of a slate grey lake is lit by the earthed lightning of a flock of swans, their feathers ruffed and ruffling, white on white, their fully grown, headstrong-looking heads, tucked or cresting, or busy underwater, Useless to think you'll park or capture it more thoroughly. You are neither here nor there. A hurry through which known and strange thing pass, as big soft bufferings come at the car sideways and catch the heart off guard and blow it open.